What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday night, so we're shooting another portfolio review video. We do those on Wednesdays. Biggest part of our channel is Saturdays, where we do our financial education videos. And I always state to everybody, if you find these videos helpful, smash that like button and subscribe. Something else that we started up is a Facebook group. I'll place a link to that right here. In addition to all of the education and reviews and stuff that we're getting out, we really wanted to just start a community where beginners could learn, right? We could come, ask questions, all learn from each other. So if that's something that you're interested in, go to our description below and you can sign up to be a part of that Facebook group. Something that you're going to see this week, which is very odd. Kind of almost sad to say. We are going to be changing our portfolio from Robinhood over to Fidelity. So it's a pretty big leap for us. I say I'm kind of sad because at the end of the day, I know there's been a lot of stuff talked about with Robinhood. A lot of people have been unhappy. That really hasn't been the case for me too much. I really still love Robinhood, highly recommend it for beginners. But the reason why we're switching, there's a couple of reasons. Probably the first reason is I can't set up a beneficiary in Robinhood. And, for a beginner with a small portfolio, it's probably not the end of the world. But for me, now that we're up to almost $90,000, that number's crazy to even say. But the fact that it's so high, if something happened to me, I want an easy way for my family to be able to access that money. The other thing with Robinhood is, I've shared it early on in my portfolio reviews, but we made a rather large purchase earlier this year with a hot tub. And I put my money into the market to try and let it grow a little bit. Just because of COVID, I had to wait, I think like 6 months almost to get the thing. And once the time came for me to pull the money out of that account and sell off my shares, I was able to do it, but they held on to my money for 60 days. And I just had issues getting my money out. And when I don't have access to my money, I'm not a very happy camper. And Robinhood, at least at that time, I know they're working on fixing it, but they didn't have solid customer service. I ended up having to go emails back and forth. I think it took almost 2 weeks for us to get the situation resolved. And again, as my portfolio continues to grow, I want somebody that I can call on the other end to be able to get these issues addressed and not to have to do it through emails back and forth. And like I said, I still really like Robinhood from a beginner's perspective because I do not trade meme stocks or I'm not trying to day trade. So when they've had issues in, some of those very, very volatile stocks like GameStop or Nokia, AMC, they've had issues with Dogecoin, right? When that stuff got locked up and frozen, none of that impacted my abilities to buy and trade index funds. So, for me, or major holdings like Apple or like Microsoft or, all of that stuff, I still had all of my features intact. So I think for me, the biggest reason why I'm making the change is I just feel like I've kind of outgrown the app and it's time for me to graduate. So now that, like I said, our portfolio is getting as large as what it is, I just would feel more comfortable getting with an established brokerage. And the reason why I'm picking Fidelity is because they still have a lot of the great features that Robinhood has. So I'm going to have better analytical tools. I've still got fractional shares, which to me is a must. And I still am not going to pay commissions on any of my trades. So I do apologize for this week and maybe a couple of the weeks going forward, just because really this is like my first time really navigating in the software. So some of this stuff might be a little bit clunky, but in addition to showing you what we're going to buy today and doing it actually on this Fidelity app on here on the computer, I'm also going to walk through the steps for how to transfer your brokerage account from Robinhood over to Fidelity. So something that I've seen for other people that have wanted to transfer in the past is they'll sell all their shares. I would highly encourage you not to do that unless your portfolio is really small. So for us, being that we're at, I think today when I go through it, we're going to be somewhere around $86,000. The market hasn't treated us too kindly this week. But even with that, the capital gains I'd have to pay in selling off all my shares would not be fun. So by me going through and transferring it this way, I will have to pay a fee, I think, of $75, but that $75 is going to be a lot less than getting socked with all the capital gains. So if you do want to do this, use the transfer button and do not sell all your shares and then rebuy them. So with that being said, let's check out this app here. So for this week, I do not have a lot of money in the market. We had a lot of stuff to take care of at our house, things you probably don't care about, but we're staining our deck. You know, we had to re-register our vehicle. We just had a lot of like miscellaneous bonus expenses. So for us, I just don't have a lot of money to put into the market this week, which is fine. The thing that's really important to me, you've heard me say it on other videos, is that I stay consistent with my process and dollar cost average every single week. So I don't care if I only have $25 to put into the market. It's important to me that I keep up that habit of investing something versus not investing at all. So I believe I'm going to click on this trade button. And something that I did learn is that in order to do the fractional shares, you actually have to click on this button down here. So this will switch me over to, instead of buying shares, I'll buy fractional shares. And then I am going to click on the symbol. And right now I'm going to do VTI. And because I only have a very limited amount, we only put $69 in, this 12 cents is remaining dividends. I'm going to click on buy, and I'm going to put all the money in VTI this week. Normally, if you've watched these, you know I do 50% index funds, 40% in dividend companies, 10% in high growth with only $69. I'm not going to break it all up like that. So it's clicked on shares. I guess here I'm going to have to click on dollars. Again, first time I'm doing this. And we are going to do, let's do all, 69.12. We've got it selected on buy. And we're going to do a market order. So if I did a limit order here, because I haven't really explained a lot of that, but this allows me to buy kind of in after hours, but I'd have to set my limit price. I'm just going to do what I've always done in Robinhood, at least for now, which is a market buy, and it's just going to execute at the available price when the market opens again. So once the market opens tomorrow, I'm assuming it'll put that money in there. So click on preview order, and I guess I'll have to wait until tomorrow morning. So this is something that's a little bit different than Robinhood, but I'll have to wait until the market actually opens, it looks like, to buy the ETF in dollars. So at least you can see what I was going to buy, but that's what I'll take care of that tomorrow. So then, kind of like I was saying, I'm going to go down here now and click on this transfers. And I believe I'm doing this right. So we want to deposit, withdraw, or transfer money. So we'll click on that. All right, so which accounts do you want to move? I am going to click on transfer an account to Fidelity because we want to move our Robinhood money over to Fidelity. So we're going to click continue. So entering my firm, I'll type in Robinhood. I watched this being done on YouTube and it didn't look too complicated, so hopefully we can get through this without having to do a bunch of different takes. And here it just says that I'm defaulted to individual. Okay, so it's going to take it from Robinhood, but it wants my account number. So I'm actually going to go into Robinhood here. And when you open up your Robinhood account, because I'm going to show you where you can get that account number, because really it's not on any of the stuff in this default screen here. Alright, so I'm going to click on account here and go to my documents. And I'm actually going to pull up my latest account statement. I could pull up any of them. And now when it downloads it, right up here it's going to say my name and account number. Obviously I've got this blurred out on the screen, but next to where your name is, you can pull that account number from there, and that's what I've got to put in here on Fidelity. So I will put that in there. Click next. Are you moving assets into an existing account? Yes, because I already have an account established, and then it's got that account listed. So I'll click next. I don't want to move a specific position. So is this a full account transfer? I am going to click yes. So I want to take everything from Robinhood and move it over to Fidelity. And now I'll click next. Are all the account owners present to sign online right now? I will click yes. So then, as you can see here, I'm going to save you the boringness of watching us sign this, but you do have to sign, so me and my wife. So here we go. Our request is submitted. We provide your request to the firm. It looks like everything that we needed to do is done. So we submitted our transfer request. It was literally that simple. And we're going to hear back on when the account transfer takes place. So then the last thing I wanted to do briefly, which I do every single week, hopefully in the future this will be done in Fidelity, but for now I'm still doing it in Robinhood. I do just want to kind of go through my portfolio and how it has performed. Maybe I don't want to look at it with how it's performed recently. We can see here last day, so today we lost about $100. Over the last week, we've lost $1,600, which isn't a ton of fun. Over the last month, though, we're still up $602. 3 months, we're up $3,100. And then lifetime now, $7,958. And I like going through all of these just for the simple fact that, you know, when you look at this, you can see that even if you're having a rough day, a rough week, or any of that, the account is still going up in value over time. And you can see here, right, this cliff isn't great from April 29th till now. But that sure isn't as steep as what I had February 9th all the way to, you know, March 8th, right? So there have been times in here that things haven't been well. But again, I believe in the process. I believe in the index funds. And long term, I'm going to be okay. So if there are any of you watching this from the Facebook group, because I know some people have really struggled with the market's collapsing, I continue to lose my money, I think I'm going to get out of here. Look at how this has worked out for us, right? So if you've got a lot of crazy individual stocks, maybe sell some of those off, get more in index funds. The two that I always talk about here are VOO and VTI. And I'm confident that if you put your money in there in the long term, you're going to do all right. And this chart is showing how we've continued to do all right. That's really it and all I've got for this week. Like I said earlier, if you find this stuff helpful, smash that like button and subscribe. And I hope to see you back here next week. We're going to do another portfolio review in Fidelity this time. Talk to you guys later.